mental health day today. Water's getting choppy, Mama.
It is. Big wave coming right at me.
Only seen a few white caps.
The water's pretty cold still.
It is. I got a real light line, 4-pound test, so I got to take it real easy with them. And I don't have a net. I don't know if it's a bass or a trout yet. I haven't seen it. It's a little bass, but he gave a nice fight on this light line. Here we go. Gonna jump. They're fun on this lightweight gear. This is my trout rod. Bye-bye. Thanks for the fun. Only one little trout. He's a pretty one though. Would I like to have two, but I'll eat that one. Well, good morning, folks. This will be the last video I make until I'm in my recovery. In fact, by the time you watch this, I might be in surgery or my surgery may be over with. Not sure if I'm going to get to upload this today. And then if I don't, then it'll be uploaded whenever. So anyway, I just wanted to share my thoughts with you all, say a few words. I'm going to head down to the garden here, give you a look-see, a little walk-through. Lots of folks have been asking for that, a little update. Yeah, so anyway, the garden is just a wonderful place. Got the fence up and the gate and everything. Now, this gate here, I have a concrete pier sticking out, and I have this so when I swing the gate, I just lift it and it rests right there. Because if it wasn't resting on anything, eventually it's just going to add a lot of torque to that post. In this way, there's no torque on the post until the gate is open and being suspended. Yeah. Now, I didn't throw an angle brace on that because eventually this fence is going that way another 12 feet. Those pine trees are going to come down and this fence is going to go and come off of that back corner. But for now, it's like this until I take those trees down and pull the stumps and make those changes. But that's in the future. Alrighty, let's do a little walkthrough. Because we have the sloping ground and had to accommodate for that, we have it terraced down, multi-levels, all different kinds of raised beds, all different sizes and shapes. So here we have some beans growing up. The color has come back to the tomato plants. This is just a little bit left over from when it was nipped by the cold, but they're looking really good. All throughout the garden, we have flowers, we have sunflowers. There's some sunflowers growing up there. I'm really impressed with these zinnias because even the very first ones we started that I showed you a few weeks ago, those are the first blooms and they're still holding on to them. Just an amazing flower. It's good. I love them. Adds a nice splash of color to the garden. Some tomatoes, some peppers, tomatoes. The tomato plants are holding tomatoes. There's one there. There's another one right there. Look at that, a little group of cherry tomatoes there, a little cluster. I'm really impressed with how the tomato plants have bounced back. When I showed you them before, they were really yellow. A lot of them were sickly looking, primarily because we started too early. They become pot bound, kind of starved for nutrition. We got them in the soil. They got to stretch their legs a bit, got more sun, more nutrition. The color just came back to the leaves. That was a learning curve for me because I was really expecting all of the yellow leaves to just drop off the plant and then it would grow new growth. And I was going to cut a lot of that yellow growth off of the plant. I didn't. Surprisingly, the color came back. Those yellow leaves turned green, as you can see. The tomatoes are just looking great. A little zucchini there, some more greens, more flowers. It's a pumpkin. All right, let's step up here. There's another bed of strawberries there, another planter there. There's a bed here. Got some peppers starting. This kale is doing really, really good. Nice rich color to it. We got some Swiss chard there. We just picked some of this off of the plant yesterday. So we have some nice pathways here in between everything. Another pathway going here, another one going here. But let me turn around and I'll show you. So here we have some more Swiss chard, some more kale started, more tomato plants, some sunflowers, a bed of beans, some squash, some more flowers, little corner bed here with a pumpkin. The squash, one's doing good and one's not. Everything is mulched heavy. We have leaves, grass clippings, and hay. Now, here we have some strawberry plants growing up here. And this one's got some little strawberries already that have started. Can't wait to have those. Yeah, we'll enjoy those. And the tomatoes here. Like I said, look at the coloring. They're just wonderful. There's a nice cluster of cherry tomatoes there. Yeah. Won't be too long, man. We should have some tomatoes. So let's walk down here. Now here we have some blueberry bushes starting. Hey, they're just starting to come into it. Now the broccoli at first hand looks really good. We have some broccoli, but as you can see, the heads are loose and it looks like the plants are starting to bolt already. Yeah, that's a result of us planting too early, I believe. Now we knew that we were starting plants too early, but we were only going to start a few things in the greenhouse. Once we got started, we just couldn't stop. It was a nice escape from the long winters up here. As we'd go in there, it'd be 20 degrees outside, go in there, it'd be 80 and sunny, and we couldn't help it. So it was an experiment. Like I told you before, we've never had a greenhouse. Everything we did was an experiment, and you win some and you lose some. And we're probably not gonna have much of a broccoli harvest because they went in the ground too early. Well, they got started too early. At least I think that's what the problem is. Because they have good nutrition, the beds are mulched, the dirt is nice and cool. It's perfect conditions for them, but they're bolting. So I'm assuming that's a result of starting too early. But like I said, hey, you win some, you lose some. All right, so now we turn the corner here. We have another row here. We got some squash and a couple of pumpkin plants. The pumpkin plants, it's losing some of the yellow that it had and getting some new growth there. Same with the spaghetti squash. We're getting some nice new growth here, and we have some little squash there on the vine. So hopefully they do well. And over here we have some cauliflower growing, and there's a few cabbage. Yep, a few cabbages. A few more pepper plants there. The stuff inside the greenhouse is doing pretty good. The zucchinis in this pot here, again, is an experiment. We're going to try and grow these indoors, let them sprawl around, and see how it works. But so far it's working good. There's a zucchini there, man. Yeah, and that little guy's growing every day. This bed of tomatoes has really come into it. The color is good on them. They're doing good. especially these in the pot here. Yeah, and there's a few tomatoes on the vines. This bed of beans, we've picked a lot of beans out of here so far. Same with this, we picked again from that last night. And the sunflowers here. All right, this one's taller than I am now. This is my height right here. It's growing quick. Yep, so all in all, the garden is doing well. Just a few things that are struggling, and hopefully they'll come into it. The thing that thrills us the most about this is all the plants in here we started from seed. We didn't buy any plants, all except the strawberries. We bought the bare roots for those. But everything else we started from seed, including the flowers, and that was a first for us. Well, it's all coming together, folks. It certainly is. I got to tell you, this whole workshop greenhouse garden project has been the most challenging project we have ever taken on. But already, even at this stage, it has been the most rewarding. It certainly has. There's time and money well spent. Yep, it's been good therapy, much needed therapy for us too. Because, like I told you before, facing this surgery, really none of my options are favorable. And it took me a year to finally come to grips with it all and make my decision to go for it. And here I go, all right? So it's been stressful, but being able to come down here and just mess around with the garden and see how it looks and how things are growing and performing, it's been wonderful. It's been just wonderful therapy. It certainly has. Because, you know, this whole ordeal that I'm facing, it's a lot to face, and it doesn't come cheap, all right? They don't remove an organ for a few bucks. And even Frankie now, Frankie's got problems. We had to take him to the vet. The other day his face was all swollen, his eye was swollen, and he's got his problems too. And it's funny, both my left eye and his left eye have been having issues. So it's kind of funny that we're both kind of looking beat up. But yeah, so stressing out over it all, especially the cost that I'm facing for this ordeal, it's been tough to absorb. But having this garden, it's been great therapy. It's been, you know, I come down here with problems and the problems go away. So it was all, like I said, time and money well spent. Yeah. So anyway, that's just the way life is, folks. And I always told you, like when I made that video back, was in 2014, 2015, and I said, I'm 51. How many really good years do I have left? And that was the day that I made my decision to sell the homestead in New York and move up here to the mountain and make the best of what time I have. And I'm so glad I did. All right? And let that be a lesson to you. You know, if you got a 10 or 20-year plan, amp it up. Because life, the older you get, the more fragile it becomes. Yeah. And you don't cry in your beer, you just deal with it. All right? You deal with it. You man up and go for it and make the best decision you can and live the best you can. As I'm here talking to you, a chickadee is right there on the fence post right here. I turned the camera, but it'd probably fly away. Oh, now he's on the ground here about 3 feet from me. I'm so glad the birds have come back to the mountain. I get so much joy from them. Yeah, really cool. So, anyway, folks, thanks again for all your prayers and well wishes. It means a lot, and I appreciate it. All the best to you all, and God bless.
Frankie and the boss out walking in the woods, living life happy and free. Tracks in the snow everywhere they go. There's a pokey way up in that tree. A beaver built a pond where they have some fun, taking life a day at a time. Best friends until the end. Frankie and the boss. Frankie and the boss. Frankie and the boss.